Good afternoon, teachers, and welcome to Techie Teacher Tuesday. I'm Cheryl Martin, and I will be taking you through NearPod. Now, NearPod is a great interactive 2.0 tool, which you can display your presentation onto your students' computers. So it's very interactive, and your students can then take tests or do different activities depending on the type of account you have. There is a free account and there is a paid for account, and they have different features. We're going to focus on the free account. When you first go into NearPod, you will see that there are several places for you to click on, and I'm going to click on My Library because all of my work is in my library. You can also explore, join, create. There are many NearPod presentations that teachers have done for you, which are free or for a small cost. We're going into My Library. Now in my library, I have lots of things that I've done with my own students, and I want to show you what that looks like from a teacher view and from a student view. So on this side I have my teacher view, on this side I have my student view. Looks like my students need to put in this code, FDEYP, and click the arrow button. Once they do that, they will be in my NearPod. Now, what I do tell my students is just to put your first name, and maybe if they are a student who has the same name, last initial. This does a couple of things. First of all, when you run a report at the end, you can tell who did what work so that you can give them a grade or check for learning. Secondly, you avoid inappropriate statements, inappropriate words, and things that are not okay in your classroom. So we're going to keep it with the first name and last initial. I'm going to send that, and as you can see over here, I'm done with it, and I'm going to open up the information. Now, here's some words in a word bank, and it says you'll be answering true, false questions related to these words. Notice that the teacher is awaiting the drawing. Now, if this was a room full of students, you would see 25 to 30 of these awaiting drawings. Of course, I'm the only one on here. So I will be answering true, false questions. Studying the word bank. This is just the words that they have. I can draw on this. I can highlight it. I can do different things to it. It's all very interactive. I can circle things. And on this side, as the teacher, we're done with that. We're going to move on. Now you can take a test. You're more likely to see that's a spelling error, but ignore that. So I can say true or false. And over here it will give me the information once I've sent it. How many students picked A? How many students picked B? So that I can see on a continuum of who has it and who doesn't. And here's another one. So let's pick false this time. I'll send. And a tumultuous household is the best environment for a puppy. Okay, so 100% of my students got it right. Of course, I'm the only one. You get the idea. I've made a quiz, a formative assessment through NearPod. There's many things I can do with NearPod. I am just doing a vocabulary test with this particular one. Now here's another way that I use NearPod. I can use it sort of KWL for an inferencing activity. Now, of course, over here the teacher's awaiting the drawing, what I know, what I read, and my inference. My students can take a text box and they can move this text box over here in order to type in some inferences into this particular activity. So they can type in an inference or two. They can change the color if they want to and send it over to the teacher's computer. And there you are. Another way to assess your students. So I hope that you enjoyed NearPod and the small presentation that I've given you today. And one more area of NearPod I wanted to explore was the Explore button. Many teachers have already made NearPods, and so if you click on ELA, for instance, there are several different NearPod lessons in here. Here's one on the moon landing. It costs $2.99. Here's a free one on editing and revising. I can put in anything I want. Greece, maybe something will come up. Lots of things about ancient Greece. So I hope that you enjoyed NearPod today. Hope that you will take it into your classroom and try it out. And then go ahead and tell us how it worked. Give us the information on what you did and how you created your NearPod. If you have any questions, please speak to the group. I hope you have a fantastic Techie Teacher Tuesday. Thanks.